country. It was the American era. That era just ended a little over 2 years into Joe Biden's presidency. But amazingly, no one in this country seems to notice that it happened. That story is not leading the news tonight. Instead, we're arguing about whether or not to arrest Donald Trump for a fake crime to keep him from running for president again. Over at the White House, our senile president just gave some sort of medal to a sitcom actress, presumably for her bravery. You read those scripts so boldly. CNN is covering that story like it's the moonwalk. On Twitter, meanwhile, people seem excited that our vice president has sent a letter to a transvestite TikTok star called Dylan Mulvaney, who's famous for dressing like a 6-year-old girl. Kamala Harris is very proud of him. That's the news we're getting. It is Weimar, but dumber.
Yeah.
Weimar, but dumber.
It's Weimar. That's right. Yeah. Listen, Russia
Let's pretend
China
for a sec that
are rising. This is something that you cannot stop. It's just global evolution, right? So I don't fear the rise of China or Russia, Adam. I'm almost embracing it because you know what? Multipolar.
Because you want to starve to death and get nuked.
No, dude, don't go, dude. Don't go. Don't
do you
go
not?
That extreme. Okay. Listen, it's multipolar is better than unipolar.
Oh
right?
My gosh.
It's checks and balances.
Yeah, you're framing it in the wrong way, man.
Why?
Because that's not what's going to happen.
Are you? Do you want to?
Do you think that they're going to destroy Edom?
You want to maintain?
Do you think that they're going to destroy Edom
over the world?
No, not. I don't want to have a Zog empire. No, but
okay.
But I want to address. I want to change the direction that the country is going. Not hope that all of the enemies grow and that we are destroyed. What I want to ask you: do you think that Edom is going to be destroyed? You think that they're going to accomplish that?
I hope not, and I'm going to work to prevent that and do the best I can. But no, it's not a fait accompli. Listen, just because it's in their fucking psychotic prophecies doesn't mean it's going to materialize, right?
Yeah, because they don't have any power. They can't. They can't engineer prophecies.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you think they're going to have each Jew's going to have 2,800 Goyim slaves? Do you really believe that?
You don't?
No.
I don't even know if the numbers would add up.
Bro. It's a wet dream.
Okay, well, I guess you're saying they're just not that powerful, and they're not going to carry out their Zionist end times agenda. Think about it. The religion that's dominated the world the last 2,000 years is a controlled dialectic, and you don't think that they're going to be able to finish the job?
Dude, right now we are Zog muscle.
Due to America, with how chaotic it already is, how fractured it already is, it'll be catastrophic, like she said. It's not just like, oh, we're going to peacefully, not be the Zog Empire anymore. It's going to be the total annihilation of Edom. Blood in the streets is literally what the rabbis say.
Well, then tell your government to stop using economic warfare around the world.
Dude, I've been doing that.
You can't have it both ways, Adam.
You don't think that a lot of people have been opposing the war on terror?
Dude, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, okay, we need American empire for the people. We need to we're going to impose these ridiculous economic sanctions on people, other countries, and then not expect them to do anything.
So would you rather have it be the China, Russia, Israel empire?
No, it's not China, Russia, Israel.
That is. Whoa.
Israel
yes, it is.
America a 1,000-fold more than Russia or China. It's not even fucking close.
It's a different type of control, but that's what it's going to be. If it's not America, the alternative is going to be Russia, China, and Israel.
Dude,
with the Edom destroyed, exactly what they want.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahashai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto his thy foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the Spirit of Yahweh, Hashem Yahshai. One of the elder bros sent me this. So I was watching it like 20-something minutes into it. He already told me something of it. And you could see it, you could tell from the conflict that Adam Green has with his co-hosts. Both are denying. Both are in denial case. One knows but don't know. The other hoping they don't go that far, but yet he's bringing out some valid points. And one of his main valid point is you can't have it the both ways. He was basically saying that the American empire needs to be dismantled, which Adam Green said he'll agree, but the threat is so real. And what it is that they know for a fact that they have to pay for what they done in the past. So they trying their best, they damnedest, to wiggle their way out of it. See, what we come to realization is, which we've been to, I'm just speaking as a man, that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, know that their time has ran out. And they trying their best for this world of hurting not to damage control. They don't want the impact to be that much damage. They want people to forgive and forget them, and they could go about their wicked ways, apologies and payments and so forth, or even to the point of, let bygones be bygones, that we don't deserve to be destroyed like this. That's, they're in that type of spirit. Well, guess what? It don't matter how the hell you fucking feel. This is the end. And they know it. It says the end of America. No more news. All right? That's the name of this show. He used to be on YouTube, but he used to talk about it. That was one devil who used to talk shit about Amalek, which are the so-called Jews. He used to go hard body. And I was always wondering why they never clipped him, but now obviously they clipped him. But just a few altercations with the two guys show you that they're in a delusional state. And he was Adam Green was like, yeah, but according to the prophecy, Edom must be destroyed. And another guy's like, well, I'm working my ass off to make sure that don't happen. And they know that they Edom because Adam Green knows that that's what Amalek, who are Edomites, proclaim that Edom is America and the Christian state. So all Christians are Edom in their sight, and it need to be destroyed and shall be destroyed. So they all pointing the fingers at one another, because nobody, at the end of the day, nobody wants to be Edom. Nobody. All right, absolutely nobody, because they know that what comes of that. All right, those who know the biblical scholars and the non-biblical scholars know for a fact putting that title on you is going to lead to destruction. All right. And too bad for Adam Green and his boy right here, Al Mishai. If you're an Edomite, you're going to be destroyed. That's the bottom line. But before you be destroyed, ultimately, you're going to be destroyed here in America. It might seem far-fetched, but it makes sense. America's going to be destroyed. And the world to come is going to be given to Israel. Not the people that's in the land today, because they're not the people of the Lord. Never was. They are the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. They're the chief of the Edomites, Amalek, all right, who try to distance himself far from the rest of his brethren. That's what the scripture says. Satan be divided against himself, how can his kingdom stand? That's why your kingdom can never stand. This is your kingdom. All right? This kingdom right here, right now, this is it. And you can't get along. And throughout history, it shows that. Okay? And after that period of time, when we shackle up the elites, and they're going to breed you devilish bastards that was on this side, you're going to work hardcore slavery. All right? And then they even, according to the fraudulent ones, they said they were 2,800 slaves of Goyams. That's how minute this man's mind is. 28, that's it? How about millions and billions of heathens that's going to serve? All right? But they're in great fear of the world to come. That's what it's all about. All right? They know what's coming to them. Got a couple of scriptures. Let me get this one real quick. Sirach 41:7 says the children will complain of an ungodly father, because what throughout the history, that's what the guy was. He was going back and forth. He said it. He said, "Tell your country to stop sanctioning other countries, bombing them, and doing all these things." He said, "I am telling them that, but it's too little, too late. It's all what you have done in the past. Everything." All the ungodly works that you've done to this very moment, to this very day, telling children they can mutilate themselves. All right? Completely oppressing the lost children. Hey, poisoning the air, poisoning the food, poisoning the people. All these things, man. These are acts of ungodly men. All right? So it says the children shall complain of an ungodly father. So go back to George Washington. Andrew Jackson, who fought off the central bank from the feds from taking over and so forth and all this other stuff. But he's at simultaneous, they love him. And what was one of his other horrific act that he did, the Indian removal act. All right, when he sent the U.S. troops to go to Florida and remove the Seminole Indians from Florida to Oklahoma in the dead of winter. So these are the things that you're guilty of. Bringing Negroes here in cargo slave ships. All right? Suppressing all the lands that the rest of the tribes has been. Rape, rob, and murder, everything. This is what your forefather did. So all of a sudden you want to get a clean slate. You want to time out. You want to complain. Like, nah, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. It was never right. But somebody has to pay the piper. It says, because they shall be reproached for his sake. And that's why we out in the highways and byways and telling you consistently. The world is telling you this evil, wicked empire, it will be destroyed by thermonuclear destruction. There's no amount of letters that could be written to your congressman or your senator, your local office, to tell the government to leave these countries alone. Tell your government to go back to the gold standard. None of that shit is gonna work. All right. Reparations. Give the Negroes back. Give them reparations. Write an apology letter. None of that's gonna work, because the Lord has a special gift to give to you. It says, "Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. And if you be born, ye shall be born to a curse. If you die, a curse shall be your portion. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again. So the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction." So you can't go around from that. From your complexion is a curse. From your spirit that dwells in you is a curse. It's going to lead you to your destruction. You can't get around it. There's nothing that you can say, can do to get it. That's what the Lord is going to do. The Lord is not gonna. Don't give a damn about you, Edomites. You're the least of the man. Man, as Jeremiah 49, was it 10? It says, "But I have made Esau a bear. I have uncovered his secret places." Yeah, even Adam Green's, Alex Jones. Who else I'm thinking of? I would just use them for example. Whistleblowers, right? Conspiracy theorists, whistleblowers, and so forth, telling the truth. And what are you doing? You're telling the truth on your own kind, which Alex Jones could be probably a Jake. Well, that's neither here nor there right now. But you're being exposed. All your wickedness, all your wicked dealings, all your evil dealings. The world knows how you robbed the world of gold and silver. How everybody put their trust into this world, this land, and got nothing in return. How you been overthrowing governments. Okay? That pipeline that you destroyed, which Germany had to front all that bill. The German people got to suffer. The world's suffering because of the things that you did. So all your secrets is coming out. Either you call yourself the French, Spaniard, Russian, whatever. All the things that you did in the world is coming back to you. It says he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, his brethren, and is mainly talking about the elites, which are Amalek. All right? He spoiled his fellow brethren, the rest of the Edomites. That's why Adam Green's crying. All right? Because he know he's Edom. He know he's an Edomite. But they try to disassociate themselves. These so-called Jews is trying to disassociate themselves with the white Americans. But they all the same goddamn people. And his brethren, and he is not. Leave thou fatherless children. I will preserve alive and let thy widows trust in me. Because the Lord is about to allow the slaughter of these people. For thus saith the Lord of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Behold, they whose judgment who was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether shall go unpunished? Who was not supposed to drink of that cup? The true Israelites, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We wasn't supposed to drink we was not born the curse. All right? The Lord put a curse on us for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. We're not the cursed ones. There's a difference. Matter of fact, since I said that, let me get that real quick. Sirach 33. I'm sorry. Okay. All men are from the ground, and Adam was created of the earth. So all men came from Adam, right? But Adam, which is Adam, means of the ground. And what is of the ground? Dirt. What color is the riches of the dirt? A dark hue color, a dark brown. All right. Then close black. So all men should be of color. And much knowledge the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse. So even amongst all the colored people who are of Adam, because all nations were the same color except for who? Cain. The Cain was cursed. And what was taken from him is his pigmentation. He looked different from everybody else. All right. Some of them he had blessed and exalted, and some of them he sanctified. And who was that? Israel. All right. And set near himself. But some of them he have cursed and brought low and turned out their places. So some of the people were cursed. All right. The cursed ones are Esau, Edom. That's that same spirit of Cain. The descendants of Cain, which came back as Esau. Okay. So we was not the cursed, although we are in the present state of being cursed. Deuteronomy 28 and 15 on down. Yeah, that do apply to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But just as it applies to us, which we wasn't born to be cursed, how much more the people that are naturally cursed. Okay? It says, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. So the same cup that we had to drink and devour, you other nations, mainly Esau, Edom, because this whole chapter, what from 7 on down, is speaking of. Okay? It's Nahum 1 and 6. I'm sorry. 9. 9. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will not make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up again the second time. So we're not going back to the state that we are in right now, currently. I'm talking about Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Our stock is rising and our enemies are falling, which, since I was in the neighborhood, Jeremiah 30 and 15, it says, actually 16, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all that adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. They that spoil thee shall be a spoil, all that prey upon thee shall I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Because they call thee an outcast, this is Zion whom no man seeketh after. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have mercy on his dwelling places. And cities shall be built upon her own heaps, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof. So everything that was on us shall be applied onto these other nations, because they partaken in the devouring of Zion, the Lord's people. World War III, this whole thing that people like Adam Green is complaining about, is all that the root of all this is what you did unto the Lord's chosen. That's the root cause. And there's nothing that can be said or done. There's no apologies. There's none of that. There's only one way. And that's a way you don't like. And that's the only way that the Lord would accept it. Matter of fact, Joel 3. The Lord has everything covered. It says, for behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, meaning the Lord is going to take us out of captivity, which it does not apply to the so-called these small hatters and this place called America, that these other Edomites, these so-called white people, this not applies to them. They're not in captivity. They're in a captive state now, but they've never been in captivity the way that we have, which is I'm gonna read on. It says, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people, for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. When did you ever hear that so-called white people are scattered throughout the whole four corners of the earth against their will? And it gets even better. It says, and they cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. And what's casting lots? An auctioning block. All right? How many people that you heard was put in auctioning blocks as an entire race of people that was sold all over the world, who took little young boys and demasculate these young boys? Okay? Now, some people could say, oh, this is happening right now. The Lord wasn't talking about what happened right now. This is what happened in the past. So the Lord's not concerned of what happens to you other people today. He's concerned what you did unto his people. Period. And because of that, because of these acts that these nations done, that's why we are entering World War III. Yeah, the the Illuminati have their own plans, which their plans, yeah, is of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. But the end is not what they think is going to be. Their end is exactly what the scripture says is going to be. And ultimately, your end shall be captivity. All right? Same thing you crying about. All your enemies are rising up against you. And your greatest reasoning for all your enemies to rise up against you is for your history. That's why the children are complaining of their ungodly fathers, because they know what's coming. Isaiah 14:21 tells you, all right, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers. All right. So what your forefathers did, that blood was never cleansed. And because of all these acts and this continuously oppressive state that you put the Lord's people, the Lord's coming for you. And it says, verse 4, yeah, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon? And that's who? Ham and Ishmael. All right? Because Tyre and Zidon was a coast of, which is going to say Palestine. That's what the Hamitic nations was dealing at. But who was also the partakers of taking the nation of Israel down? Ishmael and Ham and Esau, Moab, all these nations. Okay? So there's going to be a joint effort, a joint captivity coming to all you. Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? And what's a recompense? A payment. Because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried it into your temples, my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. And who are the Grecians? Esau. All right? That you may have removed them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them up of their place, whether you have sold them, America, and will return your recompense upon your own head. So payment, the true reparation is coming. No matter what you say, no matter how you put it, no matter how many of us you killed, when it's all said and done, we shall have your rednecks in the kingdom. Okay? Matter of fact, hold that. We got the other one. And this quick. 2nd Ezra 15. I believe it's 41. Nope. 2nd Ezra 15 and 45. And they shall remain under her, shall do service unto them that have put her in fear. And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, showing that all these nations they come together. They came together. Psalms the 83rd chapter name names of the nations that did these things unto the nation of Israel. It said, art the glory of her person will be unto thee, thou wretched, because thou hast made thyself unlike unto her. So that's why that's the fulfillment of the prophecy. See, right now, China is the leading force in the world to push in the New World Order, because it's following what Esau is doing. But that's to their own demise as well. It says, and has deckened thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers. Because, Russia, China come together, but who's backing Russia and China? Which Adam Green was correct. Israel. Okay? Y'all all in bed. Y'all all in bed with one another, which have always desired to commit whoredoms with thee, that has followed her, that is hated in all her works and inventions, which is talking about America. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And the glory of thy power shall be dried up as a flower, and the heat shall arise that is sent over thee, those ICBM nuclear missile, that shall be weakened as a poor woman with stripes, as one chastised with wounds, so that the mighty and lover shall not be able to receive thee. I would with jealousy have so proceeded against thee, saith the Lord, if thou hast not always slain my chosen, exalted thy stroke of thy hands, saying over their dead, when I was drunken, set forth thy beauty of thy countenance. So what did these nations do to the Lord's chosen? Destroy them. This is why the Lord is gathering all you nations to that great battle. And those that know some of the parts of the scriptures, who's trying to prevent it, who's trying to know, you all leads to the same thing. Okay? And that all same thing is what? That valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Yehoshaphat, the valley of the Lord's judgment. It says, thy reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore thou shalt receive recompense. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall the Most High do unto thee, and deliver thee into mischief. Okay? So, you're all guilty. Micah. Is it Micah? Slakia. I believe it's Amos. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Zephaniah. Zephaniah 3:5. No, 7. Actually, 8. Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with my jealousy, the fire of my jealousy, Salakia. So it's not of these small hats who's trying to push these prophecies, is the determination of the Lord. And that's one thing you people will understand. You give too much credit when credit is not supposed to be given. The elites could write all the books. They could make all the steps. They could be they could know that they're the red horse, the black horse, the pale horse. They could know that they're the order of the Leviathan. They could be the dragon and so forth. But it's not of their own. It's the determination. This is all of the will of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. There's one thing you cannot defeat. Is prophecy. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, prophecy will always prevail. So with that being said, shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom.